out she wasn't home, so I'm like, what? I'll find out when I go to school because she's probably still going to be there. So then I get there and there's this girl in our class. She didn't come to school for the first 2 weeks, and then I walked in class one day and the person that was sitting next to me, he also lived in my neighborhood, so he tapped me on the shoulder. He's like, Jasmine, did you notice the new girl? And I'm like, not a new girl, but did you notice the new students here? I'm like, no. I turned around and it was Sydney. So I run up to her and I hug her and we started talking and stuff. I'm like, why weren't you home? And she's like, oh, we moved. I'm like, where? And she's like, Saratoga. So they were letting her do this year and then the next year at school, so she didn't have to go to a new elementary school the second year in a row. So they let her stay, and so she's going to a new middle school this year. So I'm not gonna have my best friend anymore. It's gonna be so sad, so hard. But then she started hanging out with the boy group. Not this year, next year. So we're back in 5th grade. She started hanging out with the boy group, and I never really hung out with her again because she didn't live in my neighborhood. And at this point, she moved to Schenectady. So now she lives in Schenectady. So now it's even farther away because I knew exactly where she lived when she lived in Saratoga, but now she lives in Schenectady. I don't even know. I've never been to Schenectady. So, I mean, I've never been there. So, I mean, I was like so sad and I didn't want her to. I just didn't want her. I wanted her back in the neighborhood because she was my best friend. And that year, her parents had. So, the reason she now lives in Schenectady is because her mom and dad split up. So now she lives in Schenectady with her mom and her mom's boyfriend. And now, and then February came around. It was February break. And, my mom, she ended up going into the hospital. She couldn't breathe. And Sydney was there for me. Like, she stopped hanging out with the boy group for that week. Like, that first week, my mom was out, and so my mom couldn't breathe. She got diagnosed with the flu that was killing everybody. And then she ended up getting diagnosed with MRSA, which means her lungs were all filled with fluid and gunk and like snot and all that stuff. And because me and my mom are really close friends. Like, my mom is my best friend. She always will. She always has been. She always will be. She's my best friend. And I have loved her so much. I love her so much. And it was a 1 to 0% chance she was gonna make it. And she beat those odds. She's sitting out on the porch right now with my dad, but she ended up having to lose her leg, and she has a bunch of scars all over the place, and it was so hard. And financially right now, we're so unstable. Hold on, my sister's got it. Never mind, she's not. Okay, so we're so financially unstable now, but Sydney was there the whole time for me, and so were my teachers. And then, so at graduation this year, we were giving out awards to kids for special things, and me and Sydney won two of the awards. She won, I won one. So one of them was for mine. I was announced first. She was like, this girl has been through a lot this year. She grew up so fast. She's so happy and lighthearted and so confident and all these things. And then she said, my mom knew it because she was there with me, and she's like, she knew it as soon as she said she helped her mom and her sister a lot this year. She knew it exactly then, so did I. So then my name was called, and then they said a bunch of things about Sydney, and then she got called up, and we both got Target gift cards and coloring books and a bunch of different things. We got flowers too. And then that whole rest of the night we were dancing and stuff, and we were following her around, and there was this thing where people had their phones and they were going through, and there was like ghosts and stuff. We had a fun night that night. And then the last day of school is what got me. There was a new girl that moved into our not in our neighborhood, but she lived somewhere around here, and she was a new girl in my class, and I made friends with her the first week, but then I didn't like her after that because she got an attitude and I didn't like it. But like, I was still friends with her because she was like my first friend in that class, and it was so much fun having a girl that was, she understood what I was going through because she's financially unstable and stuff like that. Her name was Jalady, but we called her Jules. And the last day of school, she said to me, this is when I lost it. I was crying the whole bus ride home. It was the last day of school. She came up to me, she's like, Jasmine, we're not going to the same school next year. I just want you to know, I'm gonna cry, that thank you so much for what you did for me this year. And thank you for being such a big part, because you were the first friend I made here. And it was so sad, and I started crying. And then one of my friends, Nicole, she came up to me, she's like, Jasmine, we're not going to be in the same school next year. And then I lost it even more. She gave me a hug, and I was crying so much. Oh my god, I have to go delete something from my phone because I'm going to run out of space in my phone. So part 2 is, don't trust your friends, okay? I'm gonna upload this on my YouTube channel, and then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna film another video. So for now, love you guys. See you guys next time. Bye bye.